5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we nailed that.
That's gonna be so hard to sync up. It's gonna be like,
Yeah, blah.
I'll just do one for Jeff. 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, here we are, and just as a heads up, we're gonna do a what camera am I? When I look at a camera, what am I supposed to be looking at? This one? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that
You're
one.
looking at
And
that
then
one.
That one's me.
And that's the whole
Yeah.
caboodle.
We got it all.
if you wanna like say something, that's your camera, and Tim, this is your.
Okay.
Otherwise, you kind of look at each other or that.
All right. Well, here we go, guys. Welcome back. This is officially, I don't know how many YouTube videos we've made, a handful, a dozen, maybe a baker's dozen. How many are in a baker's dozen?
12?
Mm.
Straight up?
No.
Or do we get 13?
No, I think a baker's dozen is 11.
11? One short?
I don't know.
One?
Can you Google that while I keep going? It's going to drive me crazy. That's the only reason I want you to do it. I don't really think anybody gives a damn.
Hey, Siri, what is a baker's dozen?
Anyway, guys, welcome back. This is podcast number 3. Tim and I are really unprepared for this one. We have been building out this set. Tim came in and built this back wall. And Leo's telling me to take these headphones off. You're right. I don't need those on. But we built this back wall. Tim built the back wall. And I had this sign made up. And we've got all this furniture. And it's turning out pretty sweet, man.
It's a dozen plus 1, so it's 13.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's one for the baker.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. That clears that up. Baker's dozen, 13. Anyway, so yeah, we built this whole thing out. We wanted to run this podcast as like a quick test. We're testing lighting. We're about ready. We need to buy some different lights. So we're going to get those all bought. But we're just testing this out to see how it looks. We're going to fire this over to Jeff so he can edit it. We're going to do it short this week. Like I said, testing audio levels. Oh, we wanted to ask you guys, Tim, do you listen to podcasts regularly or not really?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do.
I really don't. And so I was like trying to figure out, when you listen to them, do you listen to them on Spotify or iTunes or?
I usually, I got the podcast app.
Oh.
But you could definitely, I've listened to a few on Spotify too, though.
So it's just more work. We could just upload this thing. Anyway, leave in the comments below where you guys think that we should upload all of this stuff. And we will make the nerds export it and put it wherever you guys ask for it. Voila. We'll put it everywhere. So, just kind of wanted to go through some stuff that's been happening. I'll give you an overview of what we're going to talk about this week. We had a couple cool things happen in the last week that I want to share with you guys. Want to talk about the Loco. If you haven't already heard, we missed our delivery date on those. Not by a lot, just by a little, but we'll go over that. Talk briefly about nationals in Dallas. We've had a lot of people ask us we teased on Instagram about the pink filth and the citrus filth. Did you see those on Instagram when we did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The pink is awesome.
I really like the pink. I like the citrus too, but we'll go over that a little bit too. And then we're going to ask for some feedback on camera angles and lighting and audio and all this. So we're really trying to set this whole thing up so that as we get into doing these podcasts, it's just easy peasy and stuff works. So if you see something you don't like camera angle wise,
if you don't like the couch or the chairs or the tables, but Doug did a really good job.
Yeah, I'm good at picking stuff out.
Yeah.
If my wife would only give me creative control over our house,
it would be a shit show.
It'd be a shit show. Yeah, I will tell you just real quick about this set. A couple of funny things. I hope this doesn't offend anyone. I found it extremely hilarious. But let me read this thing on Instagram. It was the very first message that we got about this podcast. I teased a little thing along, and this guy had written. Let me see. Here it is, right here. He said, "Are you guys going for a 70s porn era look?" And I responded back with yes, and we are hiring. And then he wrote, "I love it. Please," he said, "release the pre-ordered Locos. Let's go. Rah." Is that is he an army guy? I don't remember Marines saying oorah. Rah, what's raw?
Rah.
Rah.
Brah.
And Marine Corps, it's ugh. And then Army is hoo-yah. Anyway. So yeah, so somebody said that, and then I sent a picture of the podcast set up here to my buddy, and he literally, I was like, I thought that guy was just being like a pervert or whatever, and then like my buddy texted, he's like, "Are you getting ready to make 70s porn?" I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is not what we're trying to do."
What was that one movie? It was all about the 70s porn, not The Big Lebowski, but the.
Dude, I am so bad with movie stuff. I'm trying to think of what that.
I think
What
Mark
was that, Leo?
Wahlberg was in it. They had the blonde girl was on. No, yeah, wasn't she on roller skates?
70s. I know what you're talking about, dude.
What was it?
Mark Wahlberg. It'll come up in 2 seconds so we can move on. But why do we Boogie Nights?
Boogie Nights. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, I don't even think I've ever seen that.
What? Oh,
Was it good?
Oh, dude, yeah. We'll have to do a movie night here.
That sounds interesting. Anyway, let's just jump right into a couple cool things that happened this last week. So, Ivan Lindl showed up to our offices.
Legend.
Yeah, like it was funny because like my kids were working. I'm like, dude, like Ivan Lindl's coming to our office, and he like wants to like try the filth and talk about pickleball paddle technology and all this stuff. And I was like, my kids were like, yeah, we have no idea who that is. And I was like, it's this guy that was like a huge #1 tennis player in the world for like 270 months straight, whatever it was. And he was a super nice guy. He came in, he brought a quiver full of paddles. And let's see, I'll go through them. He had the new head raw carbon fiber paddle, and then he had the Rhombus R3 Pulsar. Shout out Dong. Dong's a good dude. Owner of Rhombus. I love that guy. Seriously, like total nerd, like engineering nerd, but like just super good dude. Anyway, he was playing that, and he came in, he's like, I was playing this head paddle, I don't like it. I like the R3 Pulsar, but I heard that bread and butter's like in Vero Beach. And by the way, he lives here.
In
Right?
Vero.
Yeah, he lives in Vero. He lives in, I won't say his neighborhood, but he lives in a really cool neighborhood.
He lives on your side.
He lives on the island.
He
But
lives
anyway,
on the other side of the bridge.
he lives on the other side of the bridge. But he's super cool. He wanted to know about the filth and how it was made, and he had questions about thermoforming. But it was cool because you could like totally tell like this guy's like, you know, getting up there in his years, but he like still just like
Loving it.
and like wants to know. Like you could tell that's like how he's like a high performing human, in the sense that like it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna pick up pickleball and like see how it goes. Like he wants to know about the paddle technology, he wants to know all the differences. Like he got way into it.
Yeah, he's dissecting everything.
Everything, dude.
That's
so he came in and was just like, I want to hit the filth and I'll let you know. And so I was like, dude, take one. Like, I hope you like it. So I mean, gosh, if Ivan Lindl started playing our paddle, like, I mean, there's like zero chance that I like. And I called him. I was like, dude, if you like it and you want to be involved, like, I'd love to do like a signature series paddle with you.
Retro
And he did
70s.
not tell me yes. He did not tell me no. He was just kind of like, let's see if I like the. Actually, he's from like where's he from? I want to say, gosh, I think he's from like, you could look him up. Is it Croatia?
Croatia.
Yeah, no, the Czech Republic. Is that Croatia?
Ooh.
Now we sound like idiots. I'm sorry, Ivan.
It's in Europe.
Yeah, Czech Republic. Devin is fact checking me over here. That's why we have multiple people here, because I'm just a blithering idiot. But anyway, he like had his accent. He's like, let me see if I'd like the paddle first. And I'm like, and the guy's like 7 foot tall and like just giant. And anyway, I got scared. So that was cool. He showed up, and then also there's this guy local that plays pickleball, and his name is Pete. And by the way, we're gonna try to get Ivan to come on this podcast. I think he probably will, which will be super fun. Even if he doesn't play the filth, I don't really give a shit. It'd just be great to have him on to like talk about it. Then maybe we can get him drunk and convince him to play the filth, even if he doesn't like it. But anyway, so then we've got this guy Pete showed up, Canadian dude that plays locally, who has an amazing story. I don't want to give too much of away because he's agreed to come on to the podcast, but the dude got in an electrical accident. He was a line worker in Canada back in the day, and like lost both of his arms. So he's got like hooks, but then he had this arm made for his right. I think he's right-handed, and it basically is like this little like clamping system that actually you have to basically destruct the pickleball paddle all the way down, take off all the edge guard, or not the edge guard, but the grips, take off all the foam and just bring it back down. And then he has these 2 like plates that hold it in place that kind of feed up into the throat of the paddle.
So he has a bionic pickleball.
Bro, I'm
arm.
gonna tell you this right now. When he came in here, I was like first of all, I was stoked that he was like willing to like try the Filth, and I was like, dude, he's like, give me an old one, I'll just see if I like it. I'm like, no, let's get you a new one. And so it took him a couple days to get it all rigged up right, and then he went and played, and he called me and like happy to say he loves the Filth. So he's gonna come on the podcast. He's playing our paddle. I gotta tell you, it would be a very, very upsetting thing to lose your freaking arms, right? This guy's attitude, man.
He's stoked all the time.
Dude,
I've seen him play, and it's pretty spectacular.
Dude, well, the crazy part is he looks like a freaking like pickleball transformer, dude. Like he's like busts out as like when he put the paddle on and he was talking to me, he was just like pointing with this paddle and was like, zzz, zzz, and I was like, I don't know, man. It was super cool, dude. Yeah. So I can't wait to get him on and hear his story. So pretty cool stuff. So that was a couple of cool people that came in, and I think that's the thing is like there's a lot of cool stuff that's been happening with pickleball, but also it's cool. The people are what make it cool, right? Like the people that we meet.
Yeah, the community. It's
just super neat. So that's the cool stuff. The Loco, I made a video yesterday and put it up and was super bummed. We missed the date. We were supposed to ship on November 9th.
9th, yeah.
And it turns out that the paddles actually didn't ship or not going to ship until the 9th, which at the time of recording this video is in like 2 days. So, kind of bummed. Not kind of bummed, very bummed. I was hoping to, I had actually added a few days buffer, hoping that we could ship stuff sooner than we promised people, but
shit happens, man.
It does, but it's just
it sucks.
I think
you're stoked and everybody else is stoked on the paddle, and
the thing is, like, I've watched other brands, not just in pickleball, but like pre-sale stuff, and I've always been kind of like turned off personally by pre-sale stuff, and we decided to do it with the Loco, and I just don't like to sell something unless I've got it, and anyway. It is what it is. They should be shipping on, like I said, like November 18th or 19th, barring any more issues. At this point, there's no issues per se. It's more about if this shit gets held up in customs. Like that would be the one thing.
Hopefully, right before Thanksgiving, that won't happen.
Yeah.
But let's go for that.
Yeah. Well, and the good news is I have a very good relationship with our DHL agent, and I called her this morning after all this happened, and I was like, Christina, I need you to watch this delivery. I know it's only 20 boxes, but she's like, she lives in Miami and she's super cool. She's like, don't you worry. It's going to be okay, man. She's like, she's all over it. So perfect. I love Christina. If you are watching, she has a little bit of a Spanish accent. I just embellish a little bit. Christina is a badass. Like, I love her. Anyway, so that's it about the Loco for right now. We're not going to jump into too much pickleball stuff. We are. I am
nationals coming up.
Yeah, nationals, and dude, everybody's going to be there.
Everybody,
everybody, dude. And I'm missing it. The deal is I shared with you, but I don't want to get into too much of the personal stuff. But my father-in-law, who I love very, very much, is at the last days of his life, and he is not going to make it very much longer. And so I'm kind of on standby, waiting for a call from my wife. So as soon as that develops and happens, then I'm going to need to go to Chicago for a funeral, which I regret to say, but that's why I'm not going to nationals. And if all you guys are there, catch you on the next one. But it sucks because, dude, Chris is going to be there from the Pickleball Studio. Will's going to be there. I think Braden from Pickleball Effect is going, I believe, as well. We'll fill you guys in a little bit, but I've been talking to Dale from 6-0, and we're kind of can't talk about it on this podcast, but we're working on some stuff together. Kind of a little bit of a little synergy little thing that we're working on. I'll just leave it at that. Dale was going to be there, and I wanted to talk to him. He lives in Australia, so it was like, man, he's only a 2.5 hour flight versus a friggin' what is that like?
It's definitely 24 hours. Probably like 27. You might even have a layover somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long flight.
Yeah,
so
my buddy, he went last summer with his kids. He's from there, and it's 2 to 3 days.
Did you hear my stomach?
Yeah, it's lunchtime.
Dude, it is lunchtime.
Apparently.
Anyway, so Dale, and then not to mention like a host of like other fans, friends, and customers of ours. So I feel bad that I'm missing that thing. The only reason I don't hate it is like I've been to Texas like a lot this year, and I've got like enough Texas for the year.
Texas barbecue, you're sweating it all out.
That's right. That's right. And then we'll address again part of this podcast, just addressing a bunch of outliers we haven't been on in a couple weeks. We did a poll on Instagram asking people to check out and vote on the pink filth. We took the filth and we did some color changes. We did one that we were calling the cotton candy. We did another one that was called the citrus, and they were like 2 different color schemes. In fact, we've got Remy who started working with us a little bit over here, and he's like finalizing the colorways on those things. As soon as this podcast is done, I'm going to check that stuff. Better keep working over there, Remy. Anyway, but he's working on that thing so we can
slowly coming up the stairs.
He's all trying to be careful.
Nice.
It's his like second time ever working in our office, and we're like,
he's already ready.
He might not come back tomorrow.
He's running out the door.
He literally might not. Anyway, but yeah, so we're working getting those submitted. We probably won't have those in stock until the very end of the year or the very beginning of 2024. So we're really trying to make sure those colors are right. And like the Edgeguard colors is the big thing because they have like this palette of all these colors you can select. And like I get very held up on color stuff, and the pink that they
just color.
Well,
not everything else.
Everything else too. But there was the pinks that they had. They had 3 different pinks, and one of them was like magenta, which is full pink, and the other one was like rose blush pink, and it was like it was a little too soft. Like I wanted it to be a little bit
like
harder.
Pastel.
But yeah, it was just really, really light pink.
Yeah.
I wanted it to.
Did you talk to Pickleball Will about this? I mean, he was definitely.
I didn't need to because I know him well enough that if I would have been like, "Hey, what about this pink?" He'd been like, "Nah, it needs to be like hard, like a harder pink."
Just strong.
I've been doing color
pink.
stuff for a long. I like Will's color style, but like I've been doing color for a long time. Like I didn't need to even send it to Will because I knew what the answer was going to be.
No matter what, he'll probably like it.
I hope he loves it. I hope everybody. I think everyone's going to love it. So those will be here at the beginning of the year, and yeah, like that's most of the news that's going on. Excuse me. I guess we can talk. I'll ad lib a little bit, like what we've got going the rest of the year. Really just trying to get this Loco launched here by the middle of the month, towards the end of the month, get that going. We have collected all the information on the pickleball backpack, and we need to start working on that. I have not had the headspace to even jump into that project, and it's so expensive to have it designed that like you
just don't want to bite the bullet.
I mean, dude, the design fee on the freaking backpack's like literally the cost of a freaking inexpensive brand new fucking car. Did I just use that word? Jeff, can you beep that out? Sorry. We don't do the F word, everything else. But like it's really expensive, so I want to make sure that like when we do this thing, it is the thing. So we'll start working on that here shortly. But yeah, the big push at the end of the year was get this podcast booth set up, which we are pretty much there.
We just have a little bit of tweaking.
We need tchotchkes.
Fish.
Yeah. Tell us what you think. We thought about putting a big fish bowl here and just putting one goldfish in there. And we're going to name him Steve or
Dink,
or I don't know, just
Fred.
We might just change his name every week, but
or
not
the fish.
or the fish. which is probably why his name will change. Because my daughter came upstairs when she heard us talking about it, and she was like,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You're going to make me clean that thing. And we were like, relax. Like, we can have fish delivered every single week. They don't have to make it.
They Uber fish.
We probably should not. We should probably try to keep them alive for as long as possible. Even if it was like a bi-monthly fish.
We can do it.
Yeah. So
you're here enough.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, I'm here.
It'll
all
be
the
like
time.
therapy for you. You can
I
just
probably
talk to
can
the
get.
fish.
Can you get one of those like if you get a bowl, I could probably get one of them like toilet bowl scrub brushes without the chemicals on it, and like just clean the inside of it or whatever.
They have stuff.
Yeah. So we might have a fish in here, but yeah, we got tchotchkes to do for this, and then the only other big project that Devin is like kind of. I think we've got a meeting tomorrow to like finalize everything, or maybe I think it's tomorrow, but we're knocking out the ambassador program.
Boom!
Ambassador program.
Everybody's gonna be stoked.
Yeah, it'll be up and running by the end of the year, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But what we're doing is we're gonna I had gone back and forth, and I didn't want to just open it up to the masses because I wanted to make sure who was on the program would prove themselves and actually move paddles and like be a good ambassador. But then, there's the whole side of things where you look at it and go, well, if we don't scale the program and it can't get big and you don't have a large enough sample size, like it's not going to do as well, make as much money or whatever. So I think we've arrived at our decision that we're going to let pretty much anybody in that wants to be part of it. And we're going to set mile markers where the more you do, and the more stuff and more products that you move and the better ambassador you are, the more cool stuff that you get. And I don't want to I want to so bad tease like the things that we're going to give people and make for people.
Like warm-ups?
Maybe warm-ups. All kinds of cool stuff though.
Name tag
Stuff they
on
can
it.
use playing pickleball though that's
Yeah.
high-end stuff, right? So anyway, we're excited that ambassador program should be up and going by the end of the year. So yeah, ambassador program, I had a goal to get that done by the end of the year. It's going to be on fire and going. The podcast, we're there. We just need tchotchkes, like Tim said. Get the Loco launched. Get the Pink Filth ready to go at the beginning of the year. And yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. But it's all good.
It is. It's all good. We just gotta keep on hammering.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I know. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. I mean, dude, this has been a crazy year. And I think that part of me, now that I've got a bunch of this stuff in motion and it's gonna be wrapped up, I plan on trying to really take some time over Thanksgiving. And what are you doing for the holidays?
Yeah. We usually go camping, but since Florida is the Mecca now where everybody comes, pretty much if you don't get a campsite a year or two out, you're not going camping. So we usually go to a spring, hang out, chill.
Who's we? Is it your whole just
The whole family and then some crazy friends.
Gotcha.
Our motto is friends are family. So we just have a group of people. Usually it's 30 people. And everybody.
Have you looked at that app? It's called Hip Camp. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say because you can go pick a radius and go find.
Oh yeah. I think the closest place we found was Georgia, which we were okay with, but I think this year we just kind of
lay low.
Yeah, we might camp on an island here on the river.
If you want to borrow my skiff, you can, because she ain't getting used.
All right.
Seriously, if you guys want to borrow that thing, just come pick it up and take it, or I'll splash it and you guys can disappear with it.
Okay.
At the very minimum, just use it to transport.
All
all those kids and stuff, it's gonna look like.
Yeah. Well, we got paddle boards. They know how to paddle. They're fine.
I know, but dude, if you want,
that'd be nice.
Heavy Yetis on a paddle board is difficult.
Yeah.
So.
And then my Ooni pizza oven. I do Thanksgiving Day pizzas.
That sounds real. I have one of those things too. They're pretty awesome.
We should do.
Do you do the wood or do you do the propane?
I have the wood. I wish I kind of had the propane to cheat.
I've got the adapter. If
do you?
Want it. Yeah, you can borrow
Ooh.
it. And I will tell you so here's the deal is that I got it and I was like, I don't want the adapter. The point of this thing is wood fired pizza. Why would you even use propane? That's cheating.
Yeah.
Da da da.
That was my thing. Now I'm Is it really though?
Well, it is totally cheating, and the flavor's not as good. However, the problem with the Ooni oven, the only problem with it is that it does not cook pizzas properly unless the temperature is totally dialed in.
Yep.
And if it's not dialed in,
And it's really hard.
And it's really hard with wood to keep it, and it makes. So here's the deal: if you want to make one pizza for yourself perfectly, if Ooni wants to like be a sponsor of this podcast,
Today brought to you by
mine's
Pizza
all
Grill.
rusted out. You can just send me a new one to start, and when this thing gets big as shit, I'll start charging y'all. Anyway, but the deal is that the Ooni pizza, when you don't have the temp right, it doesn't do it right. When you're trying to go into production mode, if you're gonna make one pizza for like just you and your wife, perfect. Get it up, but the second you pull that door off, you slide that pizza in, put it back in, and you pull it out. You lose all that, like you just lose temp. And
even the stone's gonna lose temp.
Yeah,
like everything.
And then the pizza sticks to the stone. But let me tell you about that propane, boy.
It's just perfect,
dude. You gotta wait once that first pizza comes back out. It is about a 3.5 to 4 minute, maybe 5 minute reheat up, and then you get the next one fired in there.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, you can borrow mine. That's cool though. Thanksgiving pizzas. I don't know what we're doing with everything going on with our family. It's gonna be crazy. I have a feeling we'll probably be spending Thanksgiving and Christmas up in Chicago, and I'm looking forward to that. Especially because my brother-in-law just built this giant house, and it's like
there's so much room for activities,
dude. I'm not gonna get into all of it because that would be weird. But I will tell you, there's an indoor swimming pool. There is a movie theater. There is a giant recreational ping pong table room. There's a full-blown gym, which I will definitely use if you can just look at me and tell. And like just a really cool piece of property. Like it's an awesome place. So we'll probably end up there spending time with family. Anyway.
Good.
So we're trying to chill out towards the end of the year so we can get in there and kick 2024's ass.
And just come in hot.
Coming in hot. That's a song. Jeff, cue that song as we outro this thing. What is it? What is that song? Coming in hot. What's that Instagram one that they always?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, that's it, guys. The main point of this one was to just kind of like test out this audio, the lighting. Shout out to Leo. Leo, what's your Instagram handle, dog? Leo_Servo Media. SERVOMEDIA. Right?
Put it down there.
And put it down there.
Bottom.
Anyway, Leo helps us out. He's a local dude that we all met like mountain biking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mountain biking and drinking brews. But yeah, Leo's a good dude. Dialed it in. We'll probably make some more tweaks. We got some more things that we got to get bought for this thing. But that's it, guys. I think that's it for this week.
Peace.
Peace. We'll see y'all.
I'm coming in hot.